Alrighty. Good afternoon. Hello. Hello, friends. How's it going? How's it going? Thoctober is coming to an end, my friends. Tomorrow is the last day of Thoctober. But if you haven't, you should check out the new Snow Edition HKVs because they're pretty cool. But other than that, yeah, October's already coming to an end. It's kind of crazy. Time is flying by. Anyway, let's see who is here. Mr. Densus, hello. Chamchi, hello. One Druckman, what's stocking? Latam Gaze. Mr. Frank, Inomushiki. Cloudiac, hello. Pogert, hello. Patty, how's it going? Thrash and Tony, hello. NA Jack, how's it going? Mayhem. Aware November. Kodabra, how's it going? November is that awkward month before that Christmas season, so it can sometimes be a little awkward, and also, you know, maybe you have to get together with your family for Thanksgiving or something like that. Those can be interesting, the reunions with family and stuff, right? So yeah. Alright, let's get started though. So today we are going to be doing this Theca let's see, hold on, I need to go to my stream manager here. I don't know why it's like not showing up. Weird. Alright, cool. Alright. So today we are going to be doing this Theca by Densus and Rubrehose. Actually, maybe I should post this on Insta too. I actually haven't done this. So we have our switches, Staebies. We have our PCB. I think I have it inside here instead. PCB, plates, and screws and gaskets. Here they are. Alright. And here we have our keyboard. Uniqlo shirt, good? Thanks. Alright. Actually, I'll do this on my phone right now. Just take a quick picture for Instagram. Let's see. Story, camera. Grab my phone here, and then just say, let's see. All right, there it is. Building the Theca by Densus, design, Rubrehose, and then KLC playground, live now, exclamation mark, and then link, and then put the any keywords, and just put it right there. All right. No, that's fine. All right. All right, cool. Oh, hello, Mr. Ankit. How's it going? Thank you so much for the 4 months. Appreciate it. MX Blacks on Aloe, super experimental today. I'm skeptical. I know. This is super adventurous, you know? Like this is a peak adventure for keyboards. Like no one ever does MX Blacks on aluminum plate. But you know, we're trying something new today. We're revolutionizing the scene here today. Alright, so let's get started. Is this the R4 Proto or R3? I actually don't know. You might want to ask Densus on that. I don't know, actually. I don't know the specifics of what round protos. I didn't even know there were 4 rounds of them. There were R2, R1, R2, and R3. This is R2 apparently. So there you have it. Is this a personal build? Sort of. I do keep the prototype after this. And so the switches that I have in my bag these are my switches. These are just MX Blacks. These are actually plate mount switches, so I can't do any fancy half plate stuff later on because yeah. So I mean we do have full aluminum plate though, so it doesn't really matter, right? Okay, so let's get started. I already tested the PCB out, and the PCB that we're going to be using today, it's this Fave 84 PCB. This is the Fave Fave 84H PCB. This is a hot swap socket PCB with RGB, and so I guess what's different is that I did have to cut off the USB port that's normally included here as a USB-C. I just chopped that off, cleaned that up, and we have a connector for the JST here, so that's the only difference. But the PCB that will come with the board, you know, you won't have to do that. This is just for the specifically for the PCB that I have here. But basically, it's compatible with the same footprint PCB, so like, you know, like the Heine Bush H87 kind of style of PCB, which does have the JST connector here. All right, so yeah, that's that, and yeah, let's get started. So I already tested the PCB before, so I don't think I need to do anything else. It is hot swap though, so if anything goes wrong, it's going to be a little bit easier to address. So we're just gonna go straight into the stabs, I guess. Yeah. Cutouts under the spacebar. Oh, you mean this? Yeah, so the bottom parts of the plate here are opened. Oh, on the case. Oh, this is probably for screws, like if you have screw-in stabs and such, for clearance probably. So it doesn't bottom out on the case, most likely. Because the bottom row sits a bit lower, right? So that's probably what it is for. It's for the pins to not, the pins and any metallic parts to not bottom out on the case, right? Just to give them a little bit more breathing room. Show PCB. Just showed it right here, but sure. Here you go. That's the PCB. This is just an Fave 84H. This is a hot swap PCB right now. Has compatibility for stepped and regular caps lock, you know, split and regular backspace, and ANSI enter for everything, and ANSI for pretty much everything else. 7U bottom row layout, and it does have a JST port here, and it has per key RGB as well. But this is a PC by Linworks and Wolf, who makes the PCBs, who designs the PCBs for these. So yeah, but these are the ones that are sold through KLC Playground, so you can find them there if you want a PCB like this one. Yeah, nice dandy M6. Thank you. All right, so yeah, let's get started. So today I have these Staebies. I'm gonna be using these Staebies today. And I can flip this so like you can also see the artwork in the back. So the only thing different about my prototype here is that my prototype has a stainless steel weight, but the group buy is actually a brass weight. Okay, just so you know. Just because you saw a stainless steel weight here does not mean that the group buy unit will have it. The group buy units are all brass weights, okay? I have the stainless steel weight because when I went to Nashville, that's what Kevin had, and I brought that back. So that's what I had. So yeah, this unit here will have the stainless steel, but it's going to be brass. Okay, so yeah, brass or colored brass with silver coloring. So silver, like silvery brass or brass, is going to be your choice of weights. but the one I have here is just sandblasted stainless steel, and as you can see, it has the Theca and Rubrehose collab art, which is pretty cool. There's the big bat wolf and the Lucette. Very cool art. Very cool. The weight spans all the way to the back, and there's the Densus design logo right there. Very nice and symmetrical logo. Very cool. The TKL shape is pretty standard. It's like the standard kind of shelf type. So you have like handles over here on the side. Nice angles here. It is like a seamless style. So as you can see, the top piece kind of goes around and encloses the bottom piece. It uses standard bump-ons here. And yeah, right now I have like Phillips screws everywhere. I think the group by units will come with hex screws most likely, or Torx, so you don't have to worry about that. Mine just has Phillips because that's what the factory provided. I haven't managed to find all the replacement screws, but just so you know. And this is the brown anodizing prototype. So really cool color in my opinion. This brown anode is where it's at for sure. I love this. I love how this looks. It looks super nice. It's basically like a warm gray, but it definitely is on the browner side. It's really cool. So yeah, so that's for today. So let's get started. Not enough brown boards for sure. This is definitely kind of new in that regard. You definitely don't see that out there much. For example, you see, I think like we've seen it for like the Hibiki. We've seen it for the what's the other board? The one that Densus also did. That one also came in like a warm gray, brownish kind of color. Rotor, thank you. The rotor also came in brown, and so it kind of stuck from there. And so that's the kind of cool part about it. All right, so stabs 7U. So here we have that. I do like the Staebies packaging in the sense that it comes with all these wires. You have the option to do both 65 and 7U without having to restrict yourself to one or the other. That part is nice, and it does have extra stabs, like for if you have like an Alice layout board, you can just use all the 2Us instead. That part I do like a lot about the Staebies. Okay, so alright, so I guess I'll just put this aside for now. Okay, and 205. Get our little thingy here. Ursa would look good. Ooh, I do have Ursa. I don't have Sloth, but I do have Ursa. I do have GMK Chocolatier as well. I do have beige things as well. If you want to try something kind of weird, I do have PPS in brown as well. Which kind of sounds like ceramic, and it's very like glass-like. It's a very uncanny sound, to be quite honest with you. It doesn't sound great, but it's kind of uncanny. So there's that option too, I guess, for later.
Let's get weird.
But yeah. What about beige? I mean, of course I have a lot of beige. Yeah, I have a lot of beige keycaps for sure. Densus Brown was engineered for beige. Engineered. It was a whole scientific process. What's up, Mr. Juan? Let's get weird. Let's go. 26 months. Thank you so much for tier 1. I hope you are having a good weekend. Maybe you were busy with the, you know, with the kids and Halloween and all that, perhaps. But I hope you had a good, good weekend so far. All right. So for Staebies, I tend to be a little bit more careful about lubing, because too much lube can definitely make Staebies feel a little bit sluggish. So I tend to err on the side of less lube for Staebies, and you can always apply more if needed later. But so compared to TX, I tend to use a little less. Tolerances are kind of tight. He knows too much. I mean, I know it because I have friends who are parents as well. So they tell me all about it. You know, they tell me, like, oh yeah, this weekend is Halloween, gotta go, and the kids and trick or treating, and you know, and you hear about it, and you're like, oh yeah, of course, that makes sense. Just tuning in, Dan Diego. That Real Force is perfect. Thank you. It's my fall Halloween themed Real Force. It's like my peak. It's like the peak Halloween spirit kind of board. You know. Ursa would look even better than Sloth because it's more gray brown than gray beige. I'm biased because I have Ursa, not Sloth. I have to say, I mean, I like both, to be honest. I didn't get a Sloth in the group buy, and then I was just shy of paying any aftermarket prices, so I didn't ever try to get Sloth, but I pretty much got Ursa at like at cost-ish prices, so I figured that was okay. I think I did pay like extra pricing pretty much though, but it was still okay. Just got it from a friend who I think had like gotten from extras at like what's Ursa was Kona store, I think. Yeah. Would DC as deadbeats be overkill? It could work. I mean, it definitely is like, yeah, it is like wearing all Supreme, like kind of like dressing it up all on the theme of the board, which I guess in a way makes sense. Yeah. At the same time, I mean, I guess we can change it up a bit too. Hello, Tree Leaf. How's it going? And thank you for the kind words. Paid extra pricing. Kono had some extras randomly this summer. Oh, randomly? Oh, I paid for mine like a while back. So I guess the random extras were actually really random finds, and like maybe their warehouse just like, we're like, oh, we have some extra Ursa caps here. That's good though, I guess. That means with no accent except beige. Hello. Darker beige might look sick with brown. Yeah, it's slightly like grage, right? Grage kind of color. What color am I building today? Right here. Brown. That's the brown. I'm doing well, having a good afternoon watching the F1 Mexico GP race. Oh, cool. Didn't know you're into that. Tree Leaf. That's cool. Hope it's a fun race. I don't really follow F1 much, so. I know I have a few friends who are extremely avid fans, just in general. Like, they're the people who would probably even go to the circuits if they can. Looks like dark gray at this angle. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of like a, so you can think of brown to be like a warm gray, so that's not surprising. That, I mean, warm gray definitely just kind of looks like bronze / brown, so that's probably why. But it definitely is brown in person. It definitely looks a little bit different on the camera, probably. Made a motorsport theme car build, so I'm required to be watching all WEC and Formula 1. Oh wow, I guess, if you think so. Think they found random stuff in the warehouse. Oh god, the same thing as was able to snag Penumbra. Penumbra? Damn. That's old ass stock. That's like stock from like 2017, dude. Penumbra is old at this point. It's that I'm typing my brown rotor now. Oh yeah. So it should be pretty similar to how the brown rotor is, yeah. This is my first old GMK tray. Nice. 2016, 17, 18 GMK is best GMK as far as what tree leaf, like colorways, like what in this, yeah, in what sense do you mean best GMK? I do think there were very good colorways back then, because I mean more so because it was an unexplored, like uncharted territory, right? So a lot of like these class colorways could be brought into life through like the growth of GMK sets back then. Although I would say really it was 2017 and onward that really kind of brought that about. 2016 kind of more so in the later part of the year. My favorite colorways are from then. Yeah, I see. I guess that's fair. There have been some really good ones even after that though, so DN works approved GMK. Certified, I guess. Anyway, y'all had good good weekends. Do you guys have a trick or treat people coming at your place, or do you go out to trick or treat or to Halloween parties or something? I only went to like a small friend gathering, with like I was like Halloween sort of themed. It's pretty neat. It was good. It's chill. We just watched like a scary movie and played some games. That's about it. And had food. Valentine, Skeletor, Keyword and Code, Penumbra Terminal, etc. Be right back. Okay. Those are all good. Valentine. I see. K8 2017. That's what you're probably referring to. That's a good one. Skeletor is definitely an old one, kind of classic in a way. It's very loud. It's like one of those first few key sets I think in the GMK set repertoire that really sticks out because it's such a loud colorway set. Using stock colors. I remember people used to do Hyperfuse and Skeletor together, called Skelefuse. Kind of like a mix between, like a mix of the colors because they both use like similar colorway keycaps. That's like a throwback. Yeah. Keyboard & Co, I remember it was relatively unpopular for a while. So it didn't go for too much in the aftermarket. It was kind of like pretty much at cost kind of thing. But then it kind of caught up later on. Like people kind of started liking it more later on. Terminal, I remember that was TKC's first group buy ever, pretty sure. And I remember it was like one of the smoothest group buys I was in back then. It was really, really fast, really well managed. But I guess, oh, how the mighty have fallen. I'm an RA this year, so I yeeted off campus for Halloween weekend. Don't want to be there for that mess. That's fair. For college campuses, that's, yeah, pretty rowdy. Halloween feels like a holiday I forget as I got older, but maybe that's just me. I feel the same way, to be honest, okay? Like, I am actually pretty lazy to be dressing up and stuff. Like, I don't really do much for that. I like getting together for, like, the reason of it. You know? Like, it's mostly, like, a social reason to gather up with friends and whatnot, but it's definitely nothing that I'm like, oh man, I super look forward to Halloween. Halloween is my favorite holiday ever. And no. Maybe as a kid I used to like it a lot more than I do now. Nah, it's kind of just like, yeah, it's just for fun. But it really doesn't mean too much to me. Never really been huge into spooky stuff anyway, so it never has been like a huge part of my life. But I do have good memories from Halloween and stuff, like, you know, like dressing up or like going to parties or like, you know, hanging out with friends and stuff. But yeah, it's mostly an excuse to have social things going on. Keyboard & Co is nice. Currently my Theca. Oh, nice. Keyboard & Co looks nice on like black. I like it on black keyboards a lot. Have a fun stream, deal. Gonna go touch grass. Okay, Ninewalker. Have a good one. Imagine touching grass. Couldn't be me. Just kidding. I did touch some grass yesterday, I guess. Keyboard enthusiast touching grass though. I mix up Deep Space Alphas with Tokyo mods. It's actually one of my favorite sets. Oh, interesting combo. I actually am not sure what that looks like, but I assume the Tokyo mods have better contrast, so I guess that kind of looks pretty good. Is every Halloween this insane for Resident? Yeah, Halloween and 420 are the two biggest occasions for artisan keycap sales because they're themed. It's easier for artisans in a way. It's easier and harder at the same time, right? Like, because Halloween and 420 gives you a very fixed theme. Like, it is very obvious what you can do. But at the same time, it's harder because everyone does it, so you kind of are put up to a higher bar, higher standard. So as an artist, it's like, I know what to execute, but how well can I execute it compared to other people around me? I think that can be a very stressful thing for makers. But it is one of the biggest occasions, I would say, for arts and keycap sales, because it is a very thematic thing. And, you know, there's a lot of artisan sculpts that are like monster or beast kind of related, so Halloween kind of fits that theme kind of perfectly, whereas 420 kind of provides like the whole like smokers and whatever, you know, people who partake, and like more so like the colorways are kind of also well defined. Yeah, so I mean, I think most holidays will have a little bit of that, like colorway defined themes. But I would say certainly those two tend to have it much more structured than other times. So yeah, it's pretty high output, high pressure, I would say, in a way, if you were a maker. What plate would you recommend for tactile switches? Definitely not Fitchy asks. I recommend, personally, I like polycarbonate a lot. And I like aluminum a lot. I also think carbon fiber can be a very fun material to use with tactiles because it really emphasizes the sound of those tactiles. So carbon fiber can be an interesting plate to try with tactile switches, in my opinion. Yeah, I would say those three are probably the ones that I would personally recommend. Other people might recommend different ones. It's kind of a personal choice. Christmas has to be up there or nah? I think it depends. Christmas kind of opens up for two things, I think, in terms of artisan keycaps. I feel like it opens up for like the snowy, like winter wonderland kind of theme, so like blue, like white, right? And then there is the Christmas theme, like the more classic Christmas theme, which is like red and green kind of colorways. Christmas, yeah, there's a decent number of Christmas sales, but I would say not everyone also is, for example, religious or necessarily celebrates Christmas, right? Because there's like, you know, different, basically everyone has like, you know, like if you're Jewish, like Hanukkah or something, but and so like it all depends on who you are, and so if you celebrate it, then maybe you might want to do a colorway for it, but otherwise not necessarily, right? I feel like Halloween and like 420, for example, are closer to like pop culture, like general pop culture, that I think is a bit easier to work with, whereas like Christmas is a bit restricted in a way that, in the sense that there is like all these other things associated with it that, you know, like in society that kind of, you know, add variables upon which you would like make something or not, you know. So it's been overwhelming with how much stuff has been coming out over this last week. Well, I mean, you as a consumer have no obligation to participate, but if you feel compelled to participate because you're getting pressure to it, that's kind of your fault. You know what I mean? You don't have to, though. You can just kind of cut yourself down to the bare minimum. But yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot. There's a lot going on, especially now with so many makers out there. Like maybe a long time ago, it wasn't so much the case because you did have fewer makers, and also fewer makers who were who would be prolific in the making process. But now it's like everyone kind of does things a lot, and they also like to see other people's work, and so they kind of feel pressure by other people to do work themselves, or maybe they do collabs, you know. Like the new like the Halloween like pumpkin carving like contest, for example, that was like a very like collaborative sort of effort where like different makers kind of were promoting each other and holding like this big event. So that's probably why, like, it's in the spirit of doing things, making stuff together. But yeah, themes during Christmas get repetitive. Yeah, maybe. Not overwhelming if you lose all of them. Also true, I guess. I only enter stuff I like, just keeping up with the channel is difficult. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, yeah. Only entering for bongos and jacks for the last couple of weeks? That's fair. I do not know how artisans work, and I'm happy about that. That's a good thing, to be honest. Better to keep away from it in the sense that it's pretty pricey, and also it is much too tempting because it is like cool artwork, you know. At the end of the day, like, it's cool. It's cool to see. Hey, Gilbert, what's up? I've started down the artisan rabbit hole. There's a ton for October. Yeah. October is definitely a very busy time for it. Oh, Mr. Zombumon. Whoa, hello. Not a frequent appearance, admittedly. That said, I definitely don't stream any at a EU friendly time at all, so that totally makes sense. Not surprising. Zam alive? Always been. Just, you know, you don't have to always be active. A lot of people who just kind of, you know, stay quiet and hang out. It's pretty normal. Imagine being EU friendly. My schedule isn't, that's for sure. My schedule is not very EU friendly. I mean, today is a nice exception because it is a weekend. But yeah, normally I do tend to stream late at night Eastern US times, like US Eastern time, so which ends up being like middle of the night for them. Any recommendations for light tactiles besides MX Brown, SP Star Meteor Orange good? I haven't tried the Meteor Oranges myself yet, but overall I have never heard of bad things from people using SP Star switches overall, but I can't vouch either way because I haven't tried them myself. I've tried pewters. I like them. Some people don't like them because they say that they have an unpleasant like leaf or spring pain kind of sound, which I think it could be agreeable, yeah. But I enjoyed pewters when I tried them a few times, so there's that. I would say that MX Browns I think are the real, like they are the one switch that I like a lot, but it kind of depends, yeah. Cotton candies I haven't tried either. I've heard of them a few times, but I haven't tried them either. MX Browns in blue housing, still a light tactile IMO? Yeah, could work. Gab Brown, yeah, Gab Brown. People who use I've seen a lot of people use Gab Brown, so Gadron Brown, maybe like the milky housing top. That could work too. Concans are just nylon housing pewter. Oh, okay, cool. Sounds pretty pleasant, to be honest. What housing are pewters? Might be polycarb and nylon, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, they might just be PC top though, yeah. Oh. Slightly bent. I'm doing mod M's and cherry housings for my Vero. Ooh, mod M's are nice. God M switches. Yeah, modems are nice. I mean, once modded stock, they're really not too good, but I've had good experiences with modems too. I used to like them a lot. I don't have any modems right now, actually. I don't think I have any modems in the board anyway right now. I used to have them on a Weavin. It's a pretty old board, PVM Tech board, but I don't anymore. But I used to like them a lot, yeah. Modems don't I think only Originative used to sell them, so I think that was why maybe I didn't buy many, because it was kind of pricey. But yeah, modem switches I've heard, I mean, people like them. Are these the switches on Oko? Yeah, those are the ones. I know Nathan likes them a lot, or used to like them a lot, Nathan Kim. Stem slightly less tactile than browns in cherry housings. Oh, interesting. Huh. In cherry housings, is that how they behave? Huh, that's interesting. Somewhat odd, isn't it? Because they're supposed to be kind of more like a clear like bump, right? They're not really, they're not quite like browns, I would say. That's interesting though. Oh. Right. Maybe they got their bump primarily from the leaf. Huh, maybe. I don't know. Super excited to try it out? Huh? Let us know how it goes on kit. Just need some support here. Alright. Yeah, should be good. Alright, let's test the stabs now. Have you tried OP Grays? No, not yet. Not yet. I actually was meaning to buy some at some point, but never did. Tend to use a lot of linears, which I think that's why I don't tend to do tactiles too much. I feel like for tactiles, I tend to just default to MX browns or MX clears. But yeah, I feel like tactiles have been largely eclipsed by linears in the MX world, and also a lot of tactiles are like too heavy for me, so I kind of don't have interest in them. Yeah. Sounds good. Why is LOL an emote? You can blame Drew for that one. It's probably Drew's fault. Diego, have you messed around with ultra high molecular weight polyethylene stems? Thoughts on them? Yeah, so I tried them in I tried the Inver ones in cherry housings and they seemed kind of interesting. That was the only time I had them. Otherwise I haven't tried them in different housings. Like yeah, like I haven't tried them in Gaziu or like JWK for example. But I remember the polyethylene stems in cherry housings were kind of nice because it was basically like getting rid of the scratchiness of the cherry MX switch. So that was nice. But I don't think I've tried them in other types of housings yet. Sounds good. Yeah, so for Staebies, small amount of lube is perfectly fine, I think. A little more in the wire, and that's normally fine. But on the housing, I'm pretty minimal with it. No sluggishness, that's good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Definitely a little less lube than on TX, I think, and I think it works pretty well. All right, great. So we have a hot swap board here, so it'll be fast here. Just put the rest of the switches in now. Could even go back and say Holy Pandas, but I think those are the max utility I would consider usable. Yeah, I don't even use Holy Pandas like Holy Panda like switches anymore. I don't even use them anymore because I find them a little bit just too tactile for me, too sharp. Like Toper 45 gram and like it's like pretty much the peak of tactility. Toper. For me at least. And like, you know, cherry mix browns and clears, that's about it. Like, or at least that style of switches. Like Holy Panda ones, or like similar style, it's just a bit much now for me. Toper converted me? Oh really? Is that recent? Was that a recent type of conversion? How do you used to feel about it, and how did it change since then? Was it like unpleasant before, and now it's like better? I can't use MX Tactile anymore. That's fair. It definitely, I find MX Tactiles to be not very good, to be quite honest. Thoughts on Vega and the Tomo? Both are very nice boards. I know people who enjoy both of them quite a lot. People kind of put the Vega as a nice 65% gasket mount style kind of benchmark. That said, there's have been so many boards since the Vega too, but it's a nice board with good looks. So yeah, and the Tomo, I would say that it's really nice in my opinion. The ability to do either O-ring or top mount is pretty nice. I personally really like the top mount of it. And the time I built it a couple of times actually, it's been pretty nice, and I know people who have you know, changed it up a bit and liked it too. So yeah, if you like the layouts, those are pretty nice boards. And if the price is okay with you, that is. I go with Model M Toper or Alps for tactile. Well, Model M I could just consider more like a clicky. I mean, well, I guess kind of tactile. Yeah, I mean, clickies are basically loud tactiles. I don't like Toper, but it turns out there is dome bearings between boards. Now I see Toper doesn't have to be really tactile. Yes, I agree with that. Yes. Toper is there is a lot of variation. For example, this has variable weighting domes, so quite different depending on which key you're typing on. But there's also like Uniform 45, Uniform 30, Uniform 55, and so on. So tempted to get a Corsa, the Matrix board. That's cool. I don't know too much about the new Matrix board. Really, I mean, it's not quite my cup of tea, so I personally, because it's like a 65 that I probably wouldn't use. But I've heard a lot of people talk about it these days, the past few weeks. I think that's right. Past few weeks. Only use MX Browns for MX Tactiles? Yeah. I kind of stick to Browns and clears. Yeah, 45 gram Toper is my personal preference. Hi, I know you've tried Gatmings before. I ordered, but worried about the stem wobble after reading a review. Can you remember if you noticed any? Unless you're literally doing this all the time, I wouldn't really notice much wobble, really. And you can always use switch films if you're worried about wobble. I mean, wobble is only gonna fix... switch films are only going to fix wobble between the top and bottom housings. The stem is what it is, but I personally haven't found any recent any switches in the past like 2 years. I haven't found any that are like, oh man, this is like unbearable to use. So I wouldn't worry too much about it personally, but again, it's kind of dependent on how tolerant you are of little things. I personally can't tell the difference, so I don't worry too much about it, basically. If that makes sense. Let's see. Ignorance is bliss in a way, so. Bent pin here. .2 OG is my favorite Matrix board. Yeah, I like 1.2 OG and 2.0 ADD the most. Do you see the Tomo with a CF plate? Yeah. Syryan, I think, was the one who built that. Yeah. Pretty nice. Pretty nice with the carbon fiber. You tried my 2011 Pro 2 and Pro Classic. Nice. Both very good. Yeah, J Reggie. Play files. I think Syryan, who did like posted like a video on his carbon fiber plate for the Tomo, posted a file for it on his like YouTube channel or whatever, like in the description of the video. I think it was something like that. We're gonna talk about bat stem wobble, aka dragon fruits. I have to be honest, I haven't even tried dragon fruits. I didn't try like all that whole line of switches. There's so many switches. There's so many switches these days anyway, so kind of hard to keep track of all of them. And I certainly don't have interest in trying new switches as soon as they come out, because to be honest, I'm pretty happy with Cherry MX and Gateron switches that I know. I don't really seek out much variation, nearly as much, because I have my comfort zone, and also because it kind of gets costly. I get to try some stuff because people send it out, or sometimes because you know, maybe I decide to make that purchase, but it's definitely rare now, I think. What's a Theca mounting system? You can do top mount, or you can do these like little gasket mount. The only place I hit stem wall was on the spacebar. I think that makes sense because you normally rest your thumb on the spacebar, right? So it's more noticeable, especially with like a larger keycap. Are you going to buy any of the pre-loop ergo clears? I'll probably try them out, yeah, at some point. Whenever they come out, yeah, I'll try them out. Have you tried vermilion birds? Yes, I have vermilion birds on my. Actually, I have them. Like I actually was typing on this other board earlier. This one has vermilion birds. This is the Mix 65. Pretty nice. I really like them. This one has the vermilion birds. Very smooth. Pretty nice switches. Sound good too. Good linears for plateless builds. Cherry Mix Black. 5-pin. Honestly though, like Gap Milky Yellows, like there's so many, right? I mean, once you like mod them too, it's like the differences start getting a little less noticeable, but there's honestly linears for plateless build. There's so many good linears these days too. Like you could even go with alpacas and they're pretty good too. Also, Syryan, hi. How's it going? My desire to try any switches is dead now. Just variants of Cherry, maybe? Yeah, that's kind of how I feel, to be honest. Yeah, wobble on longer keycaps tends to definitely be a lot more noticeable and a lot more irritating if you can, like, feel it all the time. So I understand that concern. It tends to be if you, like, tend to, like, keep your hand on the key, or, like, you can hear it. I think usually if it's something audible, it's even worse. Going to watch pre-race stream by Mr. Diego. Sounds good, Tree Leaf. Have a good one. Enjoy. .2.0 ADD or Cloudline? Ooh, I have to say I really like the aesthetic of the Cloudline. I wish it was F12 wing keyless and not F13. But I really like the Cloudline. The aesthetic of the Cloudline, I think, is I like it a little more than the classic look of the ADD, the 2.0 ADD. But I think the fact that the 2.0 ADD is F12 and the Cloudline is F13 puts the 2.0 over for me because I don't like F13 nearly as much. The layout seems a little too compressed for F13 for me. Just in general, like F13, that's how I feel about it. It's okay, I'll use it, no problem. I have several F13 boards, I've bought several F13 boards, I have other F13 boards coming in, that kind of stuff, right? But it's like, if I have a choice, I would prefer F12. I prefer F12, that's all. It's not unusable by any means, it's not unbearable by any means. It's more like, if I have a choice, I would make that choice. Playlist also makes linears more similar, not gonna lie, but my favorite after tons of my builds is my new with MX Blast. Based. Very nice. Will there be an easy test build for the Theca? I actually don't know. I don't think so. That's going to be built by any streamers, at least. I think the designer Densus and KLC might test it out after prototyping, but I don't think it'll make it out to any streamers for sure. F12 when Keyless Cloudline would be so fire. I would be in for F12 when Keyless Cloudline for sure. Like, even if they reran the same exact colors, I would be in. But yeah, I think the F13 part was the one thing that I was like, and also I had like no money then too. Like I just like had other spending that had happened before, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not getting a Cloudline. But it was nice to try it out while I had it and like and all that. Oil Kings pretty nice too. Yeah, Oil Kings are pretty cool switches. I mean, recently tried like GATX switches in a Juby, also plateless, right? The GATX switches, and pretty good too. Pretty nice. I prefer F24. Yo, Battleship, let's go. It's not too far from now. I think 2026, and we'll see Keycold make the Battleship, right? It's not too far now. Any day now. Any day. You mean Poner? Copium? Yeah, one day. One day. F13 novelty wore off immediately after the V2C. I mean, and mind you, the F13 novelty was because the V2C was bringing back that DK Saver aesthetic, right? Like the DK Saver is that like old grandfather of keyboards, right? Essentially like custom keyboards that had that F13 key. And the V2C was kind of like, you know, kind of like bringing that slight novelty back. But yeah, I would say that some people really like it though, F13, because it like does put even amount of spacing in here. There we go. Cloudline was expensive, like 600 plus, something like that. I don't remember. Unsaver layout? Unsaver layout pretty dope. Yeah, I would love to see Battleship custom keyboards. Like, nothing extravagant. Just standard, like everything normal, but more like the Battleship layout. Like normal bezels, like none of the, don't need to put like gigantic knobs and screens. No. Don't give me any, no LEDs, all that. I can forget about all these things. I just want a normal, like, normal looking rectangle, but with the extra Battleship style. And yeah, that big forehead, okay, that's fine. Just a bit more like the vintage ones. That'll be kind of fun. Are GATX much different from regular Milkies? They're kind of like Milkies on steroids in a way. They're like really smooth. They're basically like, yeah, it's like almost like polished like GAT Milkies. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Definitely a bit more expensive though, so you'd have to be aware of that. But pretty good. Like, you won't notice the like inherent scratchiness that maybe like regular Gateron switches might have when you first try them. I think this doesn't quite go in, huh? F13 goated push to mute button. Oh, actually, yeah, true. I actually, although I mapped my F13 as the layer key, just like MO1 basically on QMK. But yeah. Works good for mutes or like deafen on like Discord or something like that, for example. My friend Pontus is working on one, got first pros a while back. Oh, cool. I remember someone else was working on like a battleship style kind of board. Forget who. AL3 had one plan, right, but canceled. It was kind of like more like a April Fool's joke almost, but yeah, it never really happened. But I would love to see the Parallax by AL3 and Poner. That'll be fun. That'll be great. Time to open Fusion and make a battleship. Have fun. Have fun. Yeah, AL3 and Poner are the ones who were behind the Parallax. Alright, let's test these switches now. Alright. Oops. Can't find that one cable that I just had here. Where did it go? Oh, here. Let's see, via Alright, awesome. All works. Great. After relearning CAD and getting started on some protos and Fusion, my desire to buy boards has gone down a lot. That's pretty normal, I think, right? I would say that's probably the case with pretty much every designer in the hobby. It's like, if you can make your own stuff, why would you want to purchase, you know, things that other people make when you can just make your own, right? So, makes sense. I see that. I see the point of that. Alright, so it's time to put it into the board already. Only took an hour to get all that done. Very quick. Alright, let's open up this keyboard here. Imagine making stuff you've designed. Imagine. Sometimes you make something, you design something, and then you lose the motivation right after that. He's going everywhere. Have scrapped plenty of projects already. Can't be asked to even log into Fusion. That's fair. I also need to renew my license. Oh. Alright, so should we do top mount today, or do you guys want me to try the gaskets? There are these kind of like rectangular gaskets that we can kind of sandwich into. Oh, also let me show you the internal structure of the board first. But let me take these out, I guess, for now. And then we can decide after I actually put the daughter board on. let me do that first. Top all day, every day. Okay. Alright, so I need to put the daughter board on, so let me just show you. So basically here, this is the internal part here. It says there's a Densus logo on the KLC. It says Theca on the inside. There's this prototype there because it's a prototype. Basically, this has a two-part kind of weight. Basically, this has a plate that covers this internal part, and basically it has a bigger, chunky weight on the outside. This is a stainless steel one, but on the group is going to be made out of brass. And so all I have to do is unscrew these guys to take off the bottom one, where I'm going to be putting our daughter board on. Yeah, so you only have to remove that. Yeah, I know, Phillips screws. Yeah. I already mentioned it. I don't have hex screws to replace it with. So no stainless steel for GB? Yeah, no. It's going to be either brass or silver coated brass, I think. So there it is. That's the bottom weight undone. You can see. And yeah, so let's just put the daughter board on for now. Let's see here. I guess I could just use these guys here. Whoop. Whoopsie. At this point, Syryan is just grumpy old man, the keyboard hobby. I mean, probably not false. SMH. I'm missing a screw, but it's fine. Just 3 of them is okay, to be honest. I just used the ones that I had left over from the Staebies. So yeah, that's fine though, to be honest. Don't need more. Alright, so just put the weight back on here. And screw it back on. I'm not sure if it screwed on. That missing screw will ruin the acoustics of the board. Yeah, absolutely ruined. Am I right? Alright, so are we trying top mount today? So top mount first, I guess, and then we can try the gasket later. Alright, let's do that. So top mount, screws. Here they are. Surely here no one has designed a board that sounded normal with the screw removed and weird with it screwed in. Matrix. Oh yeah, I guess there's people who like unscrew the one near the spacebar sometimes. Things like that. Surely Matrix. Alright, cool. Let's put this on. Alright, daughter board goes in here. I mean, cable. Came in to peep this board. Oh, what's up? Mr. 3-ton Jack. How's it going? Mesa has a hole in the bottom case and sounds fine. Fuck screws. Alright, so what keycaps are we putting on this? Have we decided that yet? I can make suggestions if you want. I think we talked about Ursa, Beige, there's PPS, Chocolatier, Deadbeats, a few options. Someone saying Hallyu. Dolch R5? Dolch R5 is also an excellent option. Key. It's quite a few options actually. Alright. So maybe I'll put up a poll. Alright, key set. Beige, Dolch R5, Deadbeats, PPS, and I guess Ursa. Alright. Those are fine. Alright, I'll do that poll. Y'all can vote. Too late, Drua. Too late. We can do WAP too, though, to be honest. I do have WAP around, so we can do WAP. If you can get more than the number of votes that wins the poll over WAP, you get more WAP votes over whatever number of votes that one gets, then you'll get, then we can do WAP. What do you mean he redeemed it? He redeemed it by the time I was already typing the poll. That's too late. You gotta redeem that shit early. You too slow. Get good. Skill diff. Skill issue here. Cope. Imagine typing a redeem when I'm already like putting the poll up. SMH. No artisans today? Oh really? No artisans? I've paid for that? Oh, okay. Soren might get that one. We can do no artisans. But the WAP is late. The WAP is for sure late. Mobile, no excuse. That means it's a skill diff. It's a skill issue. If you knew that you were going to be worse on mobile, you could have gone to your PC. Where were you? The public transit was waiting, buddy. You didn't get on it. Alright. Dolch R5 got 15 votes. Okay? I'll give this poll a minute, okay? Can Drew win? Wob, Dolch R5. That's it. You have a minute, okay? I don't think it's gonna win though. And I'll give you your points back, by the way. Yeah, I think you're losing, man. I think you're losing, man. Oh man. Get the bots! Bot army slamming right through to vote for Wob here. Look at this not even a landslide, I guess. It's just an overwhelming vote against Wob. I voted Dolch. Got him. Oh man. Rib bozo, indeed. I'm sorry, Drew. You tried. Where's that you tried emote? I don't think I have a you tried emote here. But you know the one that's on Discord? The one with the golden star that says you tried? You tried. Dolch R5 it is. Victory fanfare for Dolch R5. Right here. Rib bozo. Okay, just kidding. Alright. We'll do Dolch. I'll go get Dolch. I'll be right back. Alright. BRB.
Hello.
Alright. Dolch R5. Hello, Mr. Possum. How's it going? 7 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, Dolch no artisans it is. Alright. Do you want accents? There's red accent and also turquoise accent. Alright, time to refund Drua. Refund in 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay. Sorry, Drua. You got your points back at least. Consolation prize for you. No accents. No accents, no accents. Okay, no accents. No accents it is then. 3.7% stalking fee. That'll be funny. Oh man, Dolch is gonna look so good. Oh boy. Oh, and my Dolch R5 says on the way. Nice. I love Dolch. Classic Dolch, really nice. I don't know, something about it. Just really like it. I mean, obviously I like it enough that I ran it, but that aside. I regret selling Dolch again. Well, you can get it again for 1-up, I think. So it's you can get it back. Just sell an Artisan Keycap. Easy. Easy clap. Ooh, this has a decent amount of give to it. Considering that we have a top mount, it has a decent amount of give to the plate. It's very nice even with just the top mount here. Very cool. You can feel it. Top mount truly goated. Jane plate points? A little different, I think. I'm not sure, but a little different. But like, yeah, like definitely not one on the spacebar, for example. It's looking good though. It's looking very nice. Oh man, Dolch is made for this board. It's so good. Or this board was made for Dolch rather. Looks very nice. The other mods are on the other board over there, so I'll go get them in a bit. Oh, wrong roll profile here. Were stabs already lubed for this, or was this just short stream? No, I did lube my stabs this stream. Pipe looking twisted? Oh, is that so? Let me remount it. Let me remount the switch rather. It might be the switch. Is it the hot swap socket? Not sure actually. Is the hot swap socket crooked? Weird. Let me change it with a different one. Change it with the one here or something. Maybe it's the switch. Switch is definitely a little tighter though. Oh, might be because of the solder. Yeah, these were desoldered before, so that might be why. Okay, looks good now. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay. Alright, cool. VOD available after stream? Yeah, so I'll put this on YouTube 24 hours after the end of the stream. It'll be on Twitch for the next day though. It'll be on Twitch. And then it'll be on YouTube after that, and then I take it off from Twitch because there's no point in leaving it on Twitch. Alright. Alright. Look at that. How's that? Sheesh. Yeah, Dolch is made for this board. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's so good. Alright, let's get that typing test here. And let's also let's see, music, that, and okay. Let's just a few things here. Close that. And typing test. Oh yeah, let me check the focus here. Make sure it's completely well focused here. Just gotta zoom in so don't get too dizzy or anything. Right there. Alright. And adjusting the mic here too. All right, are we good? All right, great. So we are back here, ready to type on this. So I'm just gonna untangle this a bit. So today we have the Theca by Densus design with collaboration of Rubrehose. They are an artisan maker. Rubrehose is an artisan maker. They also go by the name of Bad Chat. This will be run on November 16th for a group buy through KLC Playground. KLC Playground is located in South Korea. This will be running starting from the 16th of November It will come in a few different color options, and in this one in particular, we have a full aluminum plate, and this is the brown color version with the GMK Dolch R5 here for the key set. Right now we have Cherry MX black switches with 205 grade 0 for the lube, and TX films, and some 57 gram Syryan springs, I believe. So yeah, we'll give this a shot. Alright, here we go. Oh, let me switch it to 60 seconds. Alright, sorry about that. There it is. That's what it sounds like. Going over the mods really quick. And yes, this is top mounted indeed. Yep. Alright, so that's what it sounds like for top mount. How do you guys feel about it? Are some letters double pressing? It might just be my butter fingers on it, to be honest. Sometimes I mistype. I don't have the perfect typing posture either, so definitely tend to make mistakes sometimes. Yeah. Alright, so that's what it sounds like for top mount. We can try the gasket mount here with these little gaskets. So we can give that a shot now. How does it feel? It feels good. Overall, it actually has a good amount of give, even though it's currently mounted at the top piece. So, like, you can actually kind of see the amount of give it does have. Like, you can see the plate kind of like sinking a little bit. It has some give even for top mount, so it's actually pretty comfortable. It's actually not very harsh at all. So I actually like it because it's top mount, but at the same time it doesn't feel stiff, and it feels like it sounds very crisp. It sounds very nice and crisp. So I like it. It doesn't sound like hollow. Oops. That's just. But yeah, so it sounds pretty good. I like how it sounds and how it feels. Top mount kind of never lost, but in this particular case, I do like it right now. Yeah. It's a nice meme board. What's memey about it? Don't really understand where the meme is. Do you think that the gasket hardness will make a difference on the sound? I think the presence of the gasket itself will make a difference on the sound just because it's, well, a different style of mounting. So there's that. Yeah. But I assume that, yeah, if you had several different gasket types or gasket hardness ratings, like different sets of gaskets, you could definitely try multiple. I only have one, so I only have this one right here, which is I think the one that's going to be included by default. So yeah. Does it look more green than brown? Is that just me? It is definitely brown. It is definitely brown. I'll show it up close after I try the gasket mount. I'll show it up close, so you don't have to worry too much about that. Yeah. Might just be the lighting though, because it reflects differently from different angles. But yeah, it definitely is like pretty brown here. So yeah. Yeet. Hello. Patty, how's it going? How's your weekend? Any tips for separating springs after it being back loop so they don't travel to Narnia? Grab it with your hands. Grab the spring with your hands, uncoil it, basically undo it, like undo them from each other, so they actually come off, and separate them. Separate them in like a container or something. Gink and I are eating salmon. Ooh, yummy! I love salmon. Speaking of salmon, I had a toasted bagel with salmon, cream cheese, and pepperoni. It's pretty yummy, actually. New York bagels hit diff though. They're pretty good, that's for sure. I think I just got from like, might have gone from like Trader Joe's or something. Cause I was too lazy. Cause that's what, yeah, that's like the closest grocery store we went to. But yeah, bagels do be good out here in New York. Alright. Alright, so these guys are pretty easy to put on. So they're like little socks basically, so you just put them on. Pretty simple. So it just uses 6 of them. As you can see, some leftover. And then yeah, just line it up with the case. Pretty easy. Actually probably better if I put it on the bottom case because it's easier to put on the connector here. But I guess I can just do this. And then hold it like this and then line up the top case piece. Just make sure it goes in all the way, and then just close the case. Okay, so Alright, there it is. Gasket mounted this time. Let's give it a shot. Alright, so you can stop the music and give this a try. Now we have our Theca keyboard gasket mounted. Same switches, same everything else. Let's give this a try. I'll hydrate a little bit. Alright. Here you go. Spacebar sounds way different? Interesting. I mean, I think you guys will probably know because you guys are probably listening more carefully. It feels a little bit different, I think. Definitely feels a little bit more, I guess like kind of like because it is sandwiched. Kind of like I'm pushing against something. That's like compressing like that. But, yeah, it kind of feels like more, like the space a bit more full in there. So a bit like lower pitched, yeah. Alright, here are the mods before I keep going here. So here are the modifiers. Definitely sounds a bit more muted, I think. That's for sure. I think I definitely can tell that it's a bit more muted than the top mount. I think I prefer the sound of the top mount in terms of it not being as muted. Kind of like more roomy kind of sound. But that said, if you like a more dampened kind of sound, I think the Gaskets mount is probably your, like, more of your thing. So it sounds a bit more like even across like the alphas and whatnot on Gasket. But I think I prefer the personality of the top mount a little bit more. But that's just kind of like my take on it. Xproof, are you taking any more builds? At the moment, no. At the moment, I am actually not open for builds other than for prototype reviews and similar things like that. But I do plan on reopening probably a month from now, or maybe later actually. Might be a little longer than a month. So probably at the end of the year, if not early next year. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so that's what this board sounds like, for those of y'all who were curious. How's the front head and angle? Not too bad. That said, I don't really have trouble with angle or front height personally, because I just float my wrists. My wrists are never touching the table, so I never have issues. Like, I never do this, like touching the table, so I don't have issues with that. It feels fine personally. How does it feel with Gasket? Yeah, kind of like more dampened, you know, like when you're like the feeling of you, it feels like it like sinks into the desk a bit more, Ankit. You know, like that when you feel like the sound is kind of traveling into the desk a lot more, kind of feels like that. So kind of like when the board is like has like more material or something like that, kind of transmits the vibration. Kind of feels like that with a bit more with the Gasket. And I do think it's because the Gasket's actually touching the bottom case, right? So definitely feels a bit more like that. So yeah, it feels like more cushion and more dampened. But on the other hand, I do feel like the energy kind of gets transmitted more into the desk, which I actually think the top mount is personally more my cup of tea. But Gasket's fine too. Like if you actually like the sandwiching, right, of the plate, that I think that's fine. Yeah, but it effectively does like touch both the top and the bottom case when you do Gasket mount. So yeah, you can definitely feel that there's like a bit of compression to sort of like even out for the case. Yeah. All right, so alright, so let's show this board up close, I guess. You guys can check it out up close here. So this is the Theca from Densus and Rubrehose that will be distributed through KLC Playground. This is the brown anode, as you can see. For those who are saying that this looked gray, you can see here, I think up close it's a bit more obvious that it's brown. Right? Is that Final Fantasy always seen lo-fi? Yes. It has a B-Bad engraving up top. You can see the red aluminum plate below it. Right? Looks really sweet though. Right? It's pretty good. And there's the side profile here. You can see it here. Come on, focus. There it is. There it is. Side profile with the GMK Dolch R5. There's the back. Densus design logo. There in the back. USB port slightly recessed. It'll probably fit any bigger connectors just fine for the opening of the USB port. So for those wondering about that, GMK caps sink nicely into the case, so no gaps or anything like that. Front height, honestly, not so bad. But yeah, this is definitely brown anodizing. Like it's like very brownish kind of tone. It definitely isn't like just gray, but it's essentially like a warm gray. Yeah. And there's the bottom with the Theca Rubrehose art. But yeah. I mean, if you want to see it from a different angle, like, you can see it from here too. Like, yeah. Like here. Yeah. Pretty cool though. B-Bad. Yeah. Yeah, this color is very nice. It's like really made for Dolch. I really like it. It's a very nice color, this warm gray. I actually really wish we would see more boards like this. So I'm a big fan personally. I really am. But yeah. Yep. Alrighty. So that's that. Overall, it sounds and feels pretty good though. Pretty nice and consistent. Definitely has a bit of give to it regardless, like whether it's top mount or gasket. I definitely do think the top mount has a bit more give even, perhaps. Maybe it's because the gasket actually covers that whole gap, so you kind of feel like you do have to compress against it. But it does like isolate the plate with the gaskets because it really actually sandwiches the plate. But I do really like how this looks. I really like this brown color. That's the one thing. Really like the color on this. Really like it. It's the same brown as rotor. Yeah. So see it up close here. Brown was really nice when I saw it in Nashville. Yeah, so this is actually the same unit from Nashville. I brought it from Nashville. So yeah, I brought it from Nashville. KLC handed it over to me in Nashville. Is it? Looks darker to me? Yeah, this is like definitely brown. Look. I'll zoom in. If this isn't brown, if this doesn't look brown to you, I don't know what color this will be then on your screen. But I definitely see brown on my screen too. It's like a little bit of dust or whatever in there. But yeah. Looks gray? Oh, I see. The same as rotor. Oh, I see. This looks gray? Okay. I mean, basically it's a warm gray. But yeah, this looks very brown to me. But yeah, that's fine. Warm gray, brown, same. Gary of brownness, yeah. Brown Gary. I'm on a brown, like MX brown stem. What does MX brown stem? Is it like the darker brown? I actually don't know. Do I have an MX brown here? I do. So if you want me to compare it against an MX brown here, I have an MX brown right here. It's actually slightly, yeah, it's a bit lighter. That ain't it, Chief. Also, I'm sure it would be pretty hard to get a color like this MX Brown one, because MX Brown, this one's like plastic versus doing it in metal. As soon as you hit like light with it, like it's gonna look completely different. Like it's probably gonna be more like a grayish color, so or even black, kind of more like blackish color, because in metallic anodizing that's not gonna turn out. Maybe like in some sort of like coating, powder coat or e-coat or circuit, I don't know. Maybe some sort of like more matte finish might be okay with that kind of brown, but or like the Hibiki's brown, I think is pretty dark, right? The chalk, yeah, that one's pretty dark. Yeah, it kind of looks like the Noxery gray on camera. Really? I think it looks very different. I've seen the Noxery gray, but I don't think it's the same. But maybe it's more so on camera, yeah. Maybe Noxery gray is kind of warm too, huh? IDK. My screen shows brown? Yeah, my screen shows brown too, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at the screen, I'm not looking at this like in front. I'm also looking at the screen which is right in front of me. Yeah, definitely looks brown to me. But I mean, that's one of those things, I guess. GMK bread moment. Maybe. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much the build actually. If y'all have any other questions or any other concerns, let me know. But that's pretty much what I have. For upcoming streams, next stream that I'm probably gonna do is going to cover another prototype for a TKL called Kitsune. I believe there is a Geekhack thread for it, and I think the designer was actually in chat earlier. The Kitsune by Dun. But there's a GB thread for it actually already, and it's going to run on November 3rd for those in the US, November 4th for those who are in Asia. But there's a thread for that. I'm gonna be building that one next time. Checking that out next time. And for those of y'all who are interested in this Theca board, the interest check link is right here. You can check that out. That's gonna run on November 16th through KLC Playground. And as I said, in various colors. If you're a big fan of Rubrehose, I think this is it. Like, I'm a huge fan of this brown anodizing color, but the beige one also, I've seen pictures. I saw the pictures that Marker-chan took, and damn, that looks good too. That looks really good too. So I mean, yeah, whatever you like is obviously your choice. This is F12 for that matter, so it is a technically a very different layout in that sense. Well, not very, but yeah, it's different enough. So yeah, that's what I have for today. Yeah, good luck with Group Buy indeed, Mr. Densus, and yeah, I'll have this prototype. So yeah, if you wanted to like see it later, I can always take it out and stuff. But I think I'm probably gonna leave Dolch on this because it looks really good. This board like looks perfect with Dolch, so I think I'm gonna leave it like this. Yeah. But okay, let's see who's currently streaming. Maybe keyboards. I see. Oh, Miss Apiary is currently streaming. We don't get to raid Miss Apiary often, so we could go show some love over there. Actually, I think I had seen Alex earlier, but I don't see him anymore. I guess he already finished up. So we can show some love to Apiary and throw a raid over there. Alright, but yeah, that was the Theca from Densus and Rubrehose and KLC. Let's go raid Apiary. Apiary keyboards. Does she have a Halloween costume on at all? I don't know. But, okay. Meowga raid. If you could be anyone, or anything for Halloween, what would you be? Also, do you dress up? Yeah, that's fine. Oh, you be, that's fine. Meowgo. Meowgo sweat. Alright. There's our raid message, friends. Again, I want to thank you for coming by. I'll probably see you guys on the next stream coming soon. I will definitely try to do this before the actual date for the group buy of the Kitsune. But otherwise, check out the Theca from Densus. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next stream. Take it easy. Peace, and have a good rest of your weekend, friends.